starting. So hello guys, I haven't done a video for quite a few years now, but I'm gonna start. I've come back and I've renamed my channel. I'm gonna start doing some videos. I'll still do my gaming videos, and I think the first gaming videos that I'll probably start to do will be some to do with Star Wars and things like that are coming out. We'll probably do some FIFA videos as well with my son, who's with me today, but he's trying to hide at the moment. So
Hey.
I thought you wanted to be in it.
No, I don't want to be.
Huh? Okay. But I thought what we'd do as well, because I'm kind of interested in these kind of videos as well, is where I'll walk around my local area here and show off some of the interesting places, buildings and knowledge that I've got, I guess, of the area. So today's video, it'll probably have to be in quite a few parts, to be honest, because thinking about the routes of the area and stuff, like to walk around, there's quite a few different parts and some are spread out, so it will take quite a long time to sort of do that video. So what we'll do is we'll start with this area first, and then another day, probably a couple of days from now, I'll do another one of maybe the high street around here and the train station, then where the shopping centre and the sort of area down sort of there where the office buildings and stuff are, and then maybe some of the other sites as well that are in the area. There's some places that you can get a good view of London from, so we'll probably do that. Why are you hiding? Then you want to be in it? Oh, it's a bit of traffic. What? But what?
I don't know.
What, you're shy all of a sudden? You weren't shy yesterday when you wanted to do it. Now all of a sudden you're shy. Well, first of all, we're at the acting school, the E15 Acting School.
Don't be scared to go for a walk.
So
Don't be scared.
people come from pretty much all around the world to come to this acting school, because the road that I live down, there's quite a few places that get rented out to the students that go there, and you often hear them sort of walking around after they've been there for the day, and you can hear the accents, the American accents and the Aussies and stuff. So they come from all over to come to this acting school, and they've been doing it up a bit lately. I don't know if I can get much of it in the video. Yeah, I can get a bit closer. I can't go in there because it's their property and stuff. I can probably go to about here because this is like public pathways and stuff. But that's the main buildings at the back there. And there's some newer parts that they've built in recent years, just behind where the vehicles are there. And then this summer they've been working on the grass area here. They've cut down quite a few of the trees and stuff and redone the grass and everything. And just where the trees are there's a pond there. And I guess they're trying to make it look a bit nicer for the people, because they do come out here in the summer days and stuff, and they do rehearsals and stuff outside. You can often hear them playing instruments and rehearsing acting lines and stuff. They do a bit of filming out here as well. I've seen that happen a few times, and you can hear it. But it's obviously only sort of in the warmer months. But yeah, can't really go in there. But yeah, they're kind of they're doing it all up at the moment. Maybe we'll come back in a couple of months' time and do a follow-up video, and maybe I can get a bit higher, climb a wall or something, and sort of see the finished article. But what do you think of that place?
I don't know, Crackhead Garden or something.
Crackhead Garden? No, it's not a crackhead place.
Well, I always
It's an
hear
acting
screaming
school.
in there.
See a scream?
But I can hear screaming in there.
Oh yeah, that's just because they're acting. They're acting out their plays and stuff. That's what they do in there. And yeah, kind of quite a busy slip road. This slip road here, there's usually loads of holes in this ground, and they end up having to come down here like once a year or so and have to redo the pavement. And I think, to be honest, they probably wouldn't redo this because it's not a road, it's like a slip road to come off to go to the acting school and the mental health place and the clinic and stuff that's around the corner, plus the old people's homes that are in the area. But they also have down this part here at the end there's usually ambulances parked. I don't think there's any there right now. Let me just try and zoom in a bit. No, there's none that I can see that are parked there at the moment, but sometimes there's one parked in there or two. So yeah, so they normally have to keep this road kind of presentable because otherwise no one can get down here properly. But yeah, normally this part here, so there's like normally 1 or 2 or 3 places there, massive potholes, and when it rains they end up just becoming almost little ponds. And there was one sort of about there, took up that whole area at one point, and in the night time there's no street lights on this part, so when you walk down here you end up stepping in the puddle, and one time I stepped in it and it went just past my ankle, so and that wasn't nice. So yeah, so we're gonna carry on down this slip road here and then go up through Rectory Lane Health Centre. So there's a clinic here, or sort of NHS place where you come whenever I've had blood tests done or whatever. This is where I end up coming. They do it here like 3 times a week, and they only have I think it's 30 spots, so you have to get here. Everyone's here sort of half hour or so before the time that they give them out in the mornings, and everyone just rushes. Like, you sit there just inside where the window is there, and you have to rush to the counter bit when they put the cards out, grab the card, and it's a bit of a free-for-all. But the last time I come here, what they did is they got people to queue up outside here at like 9 or whatever in the morning, and then allowed people in. So you was kind of like in a queue already, and then when the time for the cards to go out happened, that's when you'd kind of be allowed to all go in and rush in and get the card. And then you've got like mental health services and stuff here. I've been there for the mental health services one time before, back in January, and that's upstairs, and it's massive up there. I'm not sure what else they do up there. I end up walking pretty much the whole length of the building. Started off around here where the door was round the other side, come round here down a corridor, walked all the way down, and then somewhere just on the other side here, roughly facing the other way, I was in like a little room that was like the size of a cupboard. All that could fit in there was a table and me and the other person, and that was basically it, and just about enough room for the door to open and close. So I'm not sure what else they do up there, because I see rooms with lots of people as I was walking past. But yeah, so that's so something goes on up there. So we walk round here. So it's kind of a private road, so I'm gonna have to be careful, I guess. But yeah, this is Loughton Hall, old people's home. Caring for their elderly. Then you've got right next door, you've got Woodland Grove as well, which is another place that's caring for elderly people and people with disabilities and can't look after themselves and stuff. Not just elderly people, apparently. So not sure how much this place is to stay, but this one, it's so roughly about £1,000, I think it was, a week, upwards to something around about 2,000 per week. if I remember rightly. Might have gone up again since then, but yeah, so it's not cheap, very expensive to kind of stay in these places and be looked after.
I swear that Loughton Who place is the place that burned down, and then they built it again.
I don't think so. Maybe they had something, because looking on there, that part of the wall looks new.
There's a graveyard
So,
there as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this part of the wall and everything here. There used to be, round this part, it used to be, not that I ever come down here and saw it, but it was apparently Debden Debden, was it sports centre or something, like a sports centre down here. Yeah, something like that, but it might have been, I don't know if it had a swimming pool, but I think it had like facilities for, like sports and stuff. But I never went to it because that was years and years ago. That was when I was very young. I didn't live around here then. I was living in Faden Boys at the time, and I used to come down this area every now and again for friends and stuff. And I've only moved here 7 or so years ago. Probably when I last did my last video was around about the time I was moving here. So a lot of that kind of got in the way of doing videos at the time, and then just everything snowballed from there really. But yeah, sort of I grew up in Faden Boys, went to school in Epping, lived in Hainault, and then moved back around to this area. So I kind of know the area a bit from when I was younger anyway, visiting, but all I know is there used to be a sports centre or something here, and now over in that direction, over the other side, I think you can kind of get it in there. It's all houses now that have been built. Loads and loads of houses, loads of roads of houses, blocks and all sorts. And this is still not been sort of looked after, I guess. It's just a bit of a wasteland that you can kind of walk through, cut through. And I think, I don't know for definite, but I think some of this area was kind of owned by the college. And I'll show the college as well, because it's kind of interesting with the college. It used to be called Debden College years ago when I was at school, and a lot of my friends ended up going to it. And then early 2000s, I think it changed to what it's called now, Epping Forest College or whatever it is. And they found out that they owned quite a lot of the land around them, especially the field opposite them, and they started getting a bit greedy, I suppose, and they sold a lot of their land off to build houses on. So I believe at one point this area here, this was owned by Epping Forest College, or Debden College at the time. And you used to be able to, I think, walk through here to get to their college. And I believe here or around this area a bit here where they've built these new houses is where they ended up having their garage department for sort of like, what do you call it? Where they learn at college about mechanics and stuff like that. So they had a garage and everything, as far as I heard, but could be wrong. But a lot of it was like wasteland and old fields and stuff. Nothing really going on with it, not really used much. So they've built these new houses here now that have just recently finished. I think last year when I walked through here, they had the show home and everything set up here. So it's only been very recent that they've kind of moved in. So it's been the last 8, 9, 10 months, something like that. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of the area, to be honest, is especially in the last maybe 8 or 9 years, seems like it's been very heavy on building new homes and stuff, which I guess in some ways it's good, but in other ways it's bad, because the infrastructure around here isn't great. The roads are not great, and the buses, they cut back on the buses quite a bit. So this is called Epping Gate Academy Way. I'm not sure how much these houses were. I think I saw something on the show homes, maybe 200,000 to 300,000 upwards. Don't know if there's anything on that one there. What's that one say? We will give you up to 25,000 towards buying your new home. Okay. Sounds interesting. No, they're kind of, I guess, as new homes go, they don't look bad. They kind of look okay. They're kind of nice. Yeah, nice way the garage is all secure and stuff there, and
Rich place.
kind of, yeah, it looks kind of okay. It's not
Everywhere else.
great, but
It's better than everywhere
you know,
else.
it's probably very expensive for what it is.
Go down there.
Yeah, we'll go that way in a minute. We'll just walk down here a little bit. I'm gonna just show where these new homes and everything is. But yeah, like the area is just, there's not many roads. You got Rectory Lane where we started, which was next to that slip road, which is the main road that runs through Debden. And when that gets blocked up, it's kind of this is the other road that you can kind of use to go down to Loughton. But yeah, there's not many ways in and out of this area, and the more houses that they build, the harder it gets on the infrastructure of the roads, and there's not really much in the way of doctors and sort of dentists and shops and things for youngsters to do around here. There's a lot of schools, so they do have the schools. There's Debden Park Senior School, there's Davenant School, there's Road and Valley School, which is in Loughton, there's St John's, which is in Epping, and they rebuilt that. That's the one that I used to go to, but they've rebuilt it now. It's a little bit further back. And there's a West Hatch as well in Chigwell, so there's a lot of senior schools in the area. There's a lot of junior schools in this area as well. Thomas Willingale, can't remember all the schools now. What's the school you go past to go to Debden? St Fishers, St John's Fisher. Yeah, there's that one. There's a couple of other ones around there. So there's a lot of schools in the area. So that's the one thing I guess they've got. But for youngsters, there's not a lot for them to do around here. That's the town, well, not town hall, but the Murray Hall, which is also a youth centre.
I think it's a swimming place.
No. The swimming pool's in Loughton. There's no swimming pools or anything for you around here, man. Yeah, no. There's the youth centre here. So I don't know what that's like. I've never been down there, so I don't know. I'm not sure what that's like. But the Murray Hall itself, that's where they have the polling station for the voting and everything. So this is where I came to do my voting, which is unfortunate as well, because they didn't have they didn't have a candidate for Epping Forest area for reform. So I didn't realise that until I turned up on the day, and I already decided that that's what I was going to vote for, was reform. Also, even though we're kind of in, that's just a signpost up there. Even though we're kind of in the London area, we're within the M25, and we've got the central line that runs here, and the buses that use the Oyster cards and all that kind of stuff. We're not kind of a borough that's classed as London, so you can't vote for the London mayor, which is unfortunate as well, because I think a lot of people in this area would have liked to have voted in that. And also I think it's only fair that we do, because it kind of does affect us with the trains and the buses and everything. But yeah, anyway, this is the other part of where the new houses and everything are. I say new, but I think they've been here for quite a few years now. I think they'd finished these just before we moved back round this area. But this goes quite the way down. I'm not gonna walk all the way down there now, but it goes quite the way down this road here. It goes down and then cuts back round, and then there's another road that leads back up, and that's kind of where it ends. There is one end of it. and then we walk down this end, and it does go quite a way. There is a lot of houses here. I don't know numbers of houses exactly, but there's a lot of houses, and like I say, there's quite a few of these sites that they've been building in this area in the last maybe 10 or so years. So the one back there that we showed first, that one's like, obviously just been done like a year or so ago. This one quite a few maybe years ago now, maybe 10 or so years ago.
Oh well, they changed this.
So yeah, it's like a little bit of a playing field area for the kids that live around here to play. But yeah, down there, around that bit there, you can walk through, and it's like an alleyway, and that leads round to another road. And you can walk all the way through that, and then it brings you into another road behind an existing road that was there before. So it does kind of connect. It's not its own thing. So it's not like if you live there, you only walk through there. You get other people walking through there. We've got down here. We've got a little row of shops here. Borders Lane. There's about 6 or 7 shops. There's not much, but saves having to, if you're elderly or struggling to walk and go far, you've got a few convenience places here. So you've got hairdressers, Mr. Shelby's. You've got a laundrette. What's that next to the laundrette?
That's a haircut.
Is that another
laundrette? That's the
or tailor place or something? And then you got a Nisa or Nisa or whatever. Then you've got another hairdressing place. But this is the other block of houses that's quite recent. I think this was being built when we actually moved back round here. So this one's more recent, like 6, 7, 8 years. And this one here, a pub used to be on this corner called the Golden Lion, and that was my first ever pub that I went to drink in with my friends when we just left school with our fake IDs, and we was only 17 at the time, and we was desperate to not have to keep like getting people to buy us drinks and go to other people's houses or sit on street corners and stuff, because that's not what you want to be doing. So we had one of my friend's brothers was at Harlow College at the time, and he got a load of NUS cards that they used to do. I don't know if they still do that kind of thing. And then basically you put your passport picture on it and stuff, and he faked it all, put his that he was a teacher there and everything or whatever, and signed it all and then gave it to us. And so yes, it's 18. There was a few of us who were 16, most of us were 17, so it was only like a year out, but but that was our first pub, and now it's kind of gone. So it's kind of sad, because it was a nice pub, and it was like a biggish pub there, and over in this area here it had like some swings and play area outside. On this side here it had a massive car park, so it was a nice pub, but it's gone. There's a few other pubs like that are gone, but I'll show that in other videos. Over here we've got hairdressers there. Galotti's. Is it Galotti or Gelotti?
Galotti.
Okay, that's Aaron's favourite place, and his friend works in there. What's your friend's name? Aaron. Oh, so it's Aaron and Aaron. And yeah, that's where he likes to go for his Oreo milkshakes and stuff. And he says like it's the best milkshake, and the burger's nice.
Yeah.
Best burger.
The meal as well.
Yeah. So and then you got a chicken shop next door, and then the Indian takeaway shop there. So yeah, I'm gonna pause it here for a second, and we're gonna walk back down and go past what we've already been, and then I'll show like for the last 5 minutes or so, just where the college and everything is. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're kind of almost back to the area that I wanted to show, but I just wanted to go over quickly some maybe interesting facts or whatever about the whole Debden Loughton thing. But yeah, so basically, I live round here, and I'd call it Debden. A lot of people that live around here would call it Debden, but on my postal address, it doesn't say Debden, it says Loughton. So you kind of end up, you know, saying that you live in Loughton, but then people assume that you actually live in the actual Loughton part, which is where the high street is and where Loughton train station is. But this isn't, to me, this isn't Loughton, this is Debden. So it gets kind of confusing. Plus, a lot of maps and stuff don't show Debden, it only shows Loughton. I think some sat-navs and things like that people have said before kind of say that it's Loughton and it's not Debden, and it just all gets very confusing. Like if you live around here or you've kind of been to the area before, then you kind of know. But if you've never been to this area, you know, you would get very confused because, you know, you might be sent here on something and the address might say Loughton, and you get here and all you see is signs saying Debden. So it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of confusing really. Like Debden train station is obviously called Debden train station. It used to be called something else years and years ago, but they changed it to Debden station, but that's what it's been known as for 60, 70 years or whatever. Obviously the college here used to be called Debden College. So, you know, the Broadway, where the high street is with the shops, that's called Debden Broadway. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of called Debden, but some things don't call it Debden, call it Loughton. So, yeah, very confusing. So here we are. This is the back of what used to be Debden College and is now called the Epping Forest College. Back when it got changed, before it got changed to the new name, I had a friend that was going to college here, and they had like the MRSA or some illness or something happened in the hallways here, and the college closed down for a while, and then it was around that time that it seemed to kind of go through the transition of being called something else. So yeah, well, there was a library here as well. I showed that because they built a lot of new bits to this building as well over the years. They've added to it and updated the building, and there used to be a library right on the corner of the end of this road here, and the library went, and what they did is they incorporated the library into the college. So the library is obviously for the students, but the library is also for members of the public to go there on certain days and times. They also have a gym in there as well that you can use and sign up for, which is kind of cheapish, I think. But I don't know if, because I haven't really looked at it recently, I don't know if that's changed now and it's only really for the students, or they've taken it out, because what I'm going to show now is this part, which is, it used to be a big playing field here, so people would come over here and play football, walk their dogs and everything. And basically the college years ago realized that they actually owned the land across the road and decided to sell the land, and for quite a while they wasn't sure what was going to be built here. And at one point there was talk of a shopping centre, then there was talk of a community area with like a big park and everything like that, a skate park and football pitches, all that kind of thing. But I think they realised that that wasn't going to make any money, so what they've done is they ended up selling it, and they built homes here, and they've also built a new city fitness place, which is that building right there. And basically upstairs is a gym, and downstairs is a like a coffee kind of shop with food and stuff. I think we went there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they had the food, but we just got hot chocolates and stuff like that, and it looks like it'll end up being maybe nice once it's all finished around here, because it's not anywhere near finished yet. But yeah, Ledley King came down here and opened it up officially. I think it was last summer, which is an ex-Tottenham player. I didn't want to come down here because I'm not a Tottenham fan. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't care about Ledley King. If it had been an Arsenal player, then I would have come down, but I wasn't interested otherwise. But yeah, they're still building these. I think they must be nearly done now, though, because at one point they had all cranes here and everything last year, didn't they? And they had all boards up here, so you couldn't see certain parts. And they've got some info there about the cost and sizes of the places and stuff. But yeah, they're still doing a lot of the other part, which is behind, which was meant to be five-a-side pitches and something for the community and stuff. I think some playing areas and things, but I don't know what's happening with that now. See, they've basically used about half of the old playing field for these new buildings. And again, they don't look too bad, but yeah, they're kind of a bit boring, I guess. They're not. But they're not bad. They're not just like, I don't know how to describe it really. They're not the ugliest buildings that I've ever seen. I mean, this building's not too bad. It looks kind of nice the way that they've kind of got the wooden pillars and the big windows and that. I mean, it looks kind of okay. I don't know. I mean, in the summer with the sun on it, I wish it had been a sunny day today, because then I could have showed it. But it doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of nice. And then we come to the main part of the college. So you got the drive-in entrance there. It's a new City College Epping Forest campus, formerly known as Debden College. So it's quite a biggish building. Like I say, I mean, I think it wasn't quite as big as this, the main part of the building, but then it had smaller buildings going down onto that other part of the land, like the garage bits and stuff and whatnot. But obviously they put it all into one big building now. And I've been in there a couple of times for the library, and also for the they've got a hairdresser's bit upstairs as well. Each members of the public could book onto and stuff, so you could go into it. But what we'll do is we'll go around the corner bit as well and just see if I can show some of that field bit. Let's see. Let's just see. So where Aaron's going now. So you can sort of see that they're doing stuff still down there. Doesn't look like they're getting very far with it. It's kind of how it's been for quite a while. But over in the distance, hopefully you can see it, because it's a kind of a clearish day. But you can see the London skyline. So you can sort of see Canary Wharf and that there. Let me see if I can zoom in further. So, like I say, you get some areas here that you can see some quite good views on clear days. And so this playing field used to be nice to come and play football on, and on a sunny day you could see over to London and stuff. So it's kind of nice, but it's gone now. So yeah, they let it get all overgrown for like quite a few years, so no one even tried to go over to it. It was like a jungle, and then they got rid of it and basically sold the land off to get rich for the college, for housing, and then this bit and whatever's going to end up happening here. I mean, not a lot of progress has happened. It's been, like I say, a year since I last properly looked at this, and it doesn't look really any different. There's just this path bit that they've got going round. That's maybe the only thing that really has changed, but I don't know if maybe they're just going to build more houses here now. Originally I was told that this side of the playing field was going to be made into more of a playing area for the community and stuff. And you can see behind these buildings that they've built, they've also built some houses. The houses look a little bit nicer actually than the kind of the flats, but obviously they're still not finished. But they'll probably be really nice when they're completely done. But I don't know how much longer this is going to be, because early 2023, they kind of had a sign up saying that this area was going to be ready or whatever, and it was coming summer to autumn 2023. Then it kind of, some of it did open up, like this building. Obviously last year they had all the cranes out over there. And they've obviously finished it now, and I think people have started to move in and stuff there. But yeah, the area's not finished. So yeah, basically we're pretty much done with this one, because obviously I can't go too long because there's too much to show in the area, and I'm gonna have to do it in multiple videos. But the next one will probably be the high street, because the high street's further down, so we'll come out another day. Hopefully it'll be sunny, and we can do that. Just wanted to see here, last year when we came, they had plates and everything down here, and we saw some foxes over in here, and I think someone was leaving food out for the foxes.
I just saw them.
Did you? What, the actual foxes?
No, the person.
Oh, the person. So, but I don't see any plates or anything here now. But I think the local crackies come here, because you got the canisters and stuff in here for the laughing gas and all that kind of business that they do with the balloons.
Cracky guard.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, every area's got it. I mean, it's like, I wouldn't say it's a bad area to live. It's not the greatest area to live, because there's not a whole lot for kids to do, except from in the summer. There's a lot of playing areas, fields and stuff that they can run around in. You've got Epping Forest just down the road and stuff. But a lot of the things that, you know, for kids to do, you have to go far. You've got the swimming pool in Loughton. But otherwise, yeah, you have to go to Walthamstow, Stratford, London, Harlow, places like that to go and do anything major. Westfield in Stratford and that. But there's not a lot for kids to do, and they should really build a bit more around here instead of just houses constantly. They need to do a few more things, you know, maybe a cinema or something like that. Some outdoor football pitches that are concrete, you know, five-a-side pitches, so that kids can play in the winter time as well, when the grass is too muddy and stuff. You know, just some other things for them to do. But no, they don't seem to worry about that. They just worry about keep building more houses, and the roads at the moment I can show that it's kind of clear. But when the kids all go back to school and everyone's back from their holidays come September, these roads that we've been showing today will end up being packed, and there'll be traffic everywhere for people just trying to get to places. And it's becoming worse because of the more houses, the more cars and everything. No new roads. One accident happens on one of the roads, everything just goes to hell. So
well, they need to focus on houses because of what's going on, you know, the small boats.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about that stuff today. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, but it's otherwise it's kind of a not too bad area. You don't really get too much. Sometimes you get a bit of trouble from the kids that come to the college down here, because they come from all over, and a lot of them come from East London area on the train, and they sometimes don't mix well with the youth that live around the area. So there has been incidences over the years where a kid's been stabbed or whatever at the train station, and there's been fights and stuff in the high street. But it's quite rare, and you know, it's not like it's a weekly occurrence and stuff like, you know, you get in some areas. But
you say that, man.
But yeah, well, yeah, but it doesn't happen very often here. It's very rare that you hear anything, and it's usually when there's something going on anyway, like in the news or whatever, and people clash and that. But yeah, otherwise there's a few crackheads that are in the area. You might see them in one of the videos. Sometimes I don't see them for weeks and weeks and think they've disappeared, and then all of a sudden they come back. So they're in the area, but they just move from area to area. So I'll probably show some of their hot spots. But we just seen one of their favourite places, it seems to go, in there. So yeah. So hopefully everyone has liked this part one of our local area look, and we'll be doing some more. But I will leave it there, guys. And if you liked the video, maybe give me a like and think about subscribing for future videos or of doing this kind of content, showing off interesting areas and places, and probably gonna be seeing more people when there's more people around and not on their holidays, and also for some gaming videos and stuff that I'll be doing. It's one of the buses down there, probably the 397 that runs about every half hour. That's the other problem with the buses around here. It's not many. There's a 20 bus that goes between here and Walthamstow. There's the 397 that goes to Chinkford, and there's a couple of other buses like an 18 and stuff that go between Loughton and Epping and a little bit further onwards from there, but they don't run all that often. I think it's like 2 an hour. There's one that goes to Waltham Abbey, which is a 66 bus. It's for, I think, mostly the college people and stuff seem to use it because it goes from Loughton to through here where the college is, up round the corner, and then up to Waltham Abbey. So yeah, that's it, guys. Like I say, think about liking the video if you liked it, and subscribe.
I swear I just saw.
And we'll see you in a future video. Bye.